to the Amarillo District Rural Transportation Improvement Program virtual public meeting for the 2025-2028 program. My name is Jason Bridge, and I'm the Amarillo District Public Information Officer. We are here today to go over the projects to be included in the upcoming 2025-2028 Rural TIP November revision. Today we will go over the counties in the Amarillo District and all the roads under the district's care. We will also review the basics of what is the Rural TIP and why is it important for you to be here with us today. We will explain how the projects included in the program are selected and classified in order to make the most of the program. Once you understand all of this, you will have the opportunity to review all the projects the Amarillo District has included in the 2025-2028 program, both the big projects and the small supporting projects as well. We will also go over funding, answering questions on where does the money to pay for these projects come from and how does it get distributed. Lastly, we will outline all the options you have to comment on these projects and their priority. Drive Like a Texan, the newest safe driving initiative from TxDOT, is all about saving lives. Living the values of Drive Like a Texan doesn't require heroic effort. It is not difficult or complicated. It's simple and a great opportunity to demonstrate what it means to be a good Texan whenever you're on the road. Some tips include: don't drive while emotions are high. Know where you're going before you drive. Don't text and drive. Don't speed. Be the person who de-escalates a situation. Be kind and courteous. The Amarillo District includes all of the counties shown on the map. Projects included in the 2025-2028 Rural TIP revision are located in Sherman, Oldham, and Moore counties. The Rural Transportation Improvement Program is a list of local projects to be funded in a TxDOT district over the next 4 years. This means that all projects included in the list are expected to be underway within 4 years following its approval. These are the changes you can expect to go to contract in the near future. It is multimodal, which means that it can include projects relating to highways, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, transit services, and freight projects, as well as the preliminary studies used to define those projects. Rural TIP is meant to show regional agreement on the need and priority of a transportation project, so all parties involved can be sure they are making the best investment for the community. It is also expected to be consistent with the projects and objectives included in the regional long-range transportation plans to ensure that all agencies are working towards the same goal. The Rural TIP is a part of the statewide Transportation Improvement Program, STIP. Because the program, its rules are established by federal law. No project can receive federal funding unless it is listed in the Rural TIP. It is important for you to participate because funding secured by this process is intended to address your community's most immediate needs. By providing comments on the priority of the projects included, you are helping us identify regional priorities. By reviewing the entire program in a single meeting, you are 1. Having a regional impact, 2. helping us be more effective with your money, and 3. ensuring that we are investing where we should. Rural transportation organizations, metropolitan planning organizations, and local governments are responsible for selecting projects within their boundaries. TxDOT, through the district office, is responsible for selecting all projects relating to the straight transportation system and other national roadways. This includes interstates, state and U.S. highways, but most importantly, this can also include the farm-to-market and ranch-to-market roads you use every day. The projects you will review today should respond to local needs. It is our responsibility to provide you with the opportunity to provide input on which projects should be advanced. This map shows all 3 projects included in the 2025-2028 Rural TIP for the Amarillo District that are included in this November 2025 Rural TIP revision. The table shows the details of the project included in the 2025-2028 Rural TIP for Sherman County. The truck parking project in Sherman County, scheduled for fiscal year 2026, will be removed from the Rural TIP and placed in fiscal year 2031 due to FHWA Carbon Reduction Program funding considerations. The table shows the details of the project included in the 2025-2028 Rural TIP for Oldham County. The truck parking project in Oldham County, scheduled for fiscal year 2028, will be canceled from the Rural TIP due to FHWA Carbon Reduction Program funding considerations. The table shows the details of the project included in the 2025-2028 Rural TIP for Moore County. The truck parking project in Moore County, scheduled for fiscal year 2028, will be canceled from the Rural TIP due to FHWA Carbon Reduction Program funding considerations. The rural tip functions as a budget list for the district. Therefore, it is fiscally constrained. Like the budget of a household, the rural tip has to be realistic about the amount of money available to cover all the needs. Frequently, we identify more improvements than we have money to implement. This means prioritizing according to those items that are most necessary. We've discussed the list, but where is the money coming from? Funds can come from multiple sources. 1. The federal government, through the establishment of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, IIJA, the federal government allocates these funds through the processes established by the Federal Highway and Transit Administrations. 2. TxDOT. Like the federal government also allocates a section our budget for these projects through the Unified Transportation Program's 12 funding categories. 3. Region. Regional entities will also allocate funding to certain transportation projects. And 4. The local governments. Once the need has been identified and the amount of federal monies has been defined, the rural tip helps local governments assess the funding requirements to match those of the federal and state government and their capacity to meet them. The timeline above illustrates the rural tip process and where we are right now. Once comments have been collected and considered, if necessary, the Amarillo District can provide a revised rural tip for approval and integration into the statewide document. The Statewide Transportation Improvement Program, STIP, is an accumulation of all 24 districts' rural tips and the 24 Metropolitan Planning Organization's tips and additional statewide programs. For example, Texas Parks and Wildlife Program, federal land, tribal projects, statewide transit, and etc. The timeline above shows where the rural tip process fits into this larger effort. Once the STIP is approved by the federal government, everyone's projects are considered approved. Now that you are familiar with the program, we want to hear what you think. Go ahead and fill out a comment card and mail it back to us at the address on the screen. You can also email your comments to ama_project_input@txdot.gov. Comments must be postmarked or otherwise received by October 22nd, 2025. Please make sure to send your comments before that date. If after today you would like more information or have any other questions, feel free to reach out or visit the district webpage for updates. Thank you for participating in the Amarillo District's 2025-2028 Rural Tip November Revision.